It's Jonathan Aguilar here for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to be joined by Hall of Fame promoter Frank Warren. Frank, last year around this time you brought back British boxing with Brad Foster, that show.
Yeah.
And almost a year on, we finally got fans back in Telford on Saturday night for Daniel Dubois' return. It sounds like a special night.
It is. I mean, it's a special fight, and we were allowed only 1,000 fans, but it's better than it has been. We had none in there, and the atmosphere of some of these shows, we've had some good fights. The atmosphere's been non-existent, and now I think the boxers are really going to appreciate fighting in front of some of their fans. So that's going to be great.
How much of a buzz do you think that's going to give the fighters? Do you think we're going to see improved performances?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I've got to be honest with you, I think they've all fought really well in lockdown. They've all done extremely well. But I think, you do, well, I certainly do, and I know a lot of the fighters do miss having their fans not there cheering them on, getting behind them.
We see Daniel finally back after over 6 months out. Good to see him. He's in great spirits. He's got a new training team. What's your role been specifically with helping Dan come back, maybe outside of the ring?
Well, finding the right fight for him. We've had the meetings with his management, Martin Bowes and his brother Tony, who helps with him, and obviously they've been having discussions with first of all it was Mark and Jimmy Tibbs, and now he's obviously with Shane now. So they've been working on that side of it. But everyone's positive to push him forward to make sure that everything's in his favour moving forward, that he can go out and show the world what he's got.
Do you think it'll make him mentally stronger? Going through what he went through, not only outside of the ring, but got a lot of criticism online from people. Do you think that's going to make him stronger? He's only 23.
Well, we're going to find out on Saturday. I mean, at the end of the day, he got a lot of, quite a few detractors after the way the fight ended. It's unfairly, I felt. But there's huge pressure on him on Saturday. It's going to show what he's all about. And he's not in with any old slouch or anything. It's it's the WBA interim title, so it puts him right back in the, get him back in the game, seat at the top table. He comes through this, and that's really where he's at. So this is tougher. It's going to show a lot about what he's made of.
I remember you did Dubois against Joyce and then Yard against Arthur. Pretty, I think, successive shows. How difficult is it matching your fighters together? And does it make you ever reconsider, should we match them, or is it just, a case of 50-50 fights?
I've always made great domestic fights over the years. I mean, I can remember doing the Gal and George Groves early in their careers, and both of them went on to win world titles. So that's not the end of the world for making those matches. I just feel that with those two matches, first of all, the Joe Joyce and Daniel fight was ordered by the boxing board, and neither of them would pull out. So that's what happened with that. And the Anthony Yard one and Lyndon was just a fight that was, everybody wanted, so we made it. And they're fighting both of them again soon. And then if they come through their respective fights, they will have a rematch.
Bogdan Dinu, he's fought Jarrell Miller, Kubrat Pulev. Talk to us about that and the significance of the fight in terms of the WBA interim title.
Well, with all what's been going on in the heavyweight division, which is at the moment it's been a bit of a pain in the backside for everyone. The fight with Tyson and AJ obviously fell through, and now they both got respective defences of their title, mandatory defences. Tyson's fighting, as you know, yet another fight with Deontay Wilder, and AJ's got Usyk. The winner of this fight, by the time they sort themselves out, will be a mandatory challenger for one of them. So it's very important, certainly important for Daniel. And in the meantime, you've got Joe Joyce sitting there as well, who, unless AJ doesn't fight Usyk, he will be the mandatory challenger to the winner of the fight. And if he doesn't fight Usyk, then he will fight Usyk for the vacant title. So they're both in good positions, or can be in good positions, provided they keep winning.
Can we maybe see Daniel against someone like Manuel Char, who's got the regular belt?
Yeah, he could be fighting him. Obviously see what happens on Saturday. But absolutely.
Tommy Fury back in action, been training with Tyson out in Miami. He said in the press conference there he doesn't fight for money, which I think some people may, misjudge him. Is that fair to say, his ambitions?
Yeah, look, he's a novice. He had his last amateur fight when he was 16, and he's had 5 pro fights. He's got a long way to go yet. Obviously, he's a the fact he was in a reality show, he's got all these Instagram followers, big sort of public response. He's Tyson's brother. There's a lot of focus on him. Normally he'd be down the card, no one would be seeing him. He'd get his education very quietly, but it's not. He's sort of up front with it. But he's got a long way to go. But I like his attitude. He wants to learn. He's got dedication. He's got talent. He's talented, but he's got great dedication. If he keeps winning, he's got a tough fight on Saturday, by the way. If he keeps winning, then who knows? We might get into a position, sometime next year, after he's had about 10 or 12 fights, where he fights for a British title.
He said, he wouldn't mind fighting on the Fury Wilder 3 card, named Deontay's brother as a potential opponent. Is that a possibility?
I don't know. We'll have to look at that. We've not even got onto the undercard yet. We're still all working on that.
When you heard about this Jake Paul fight mentioned, what was your initial thoughts on it?
Well, I'm not. I sort of. Good luck to them. They make a lot of money, the YouTubers. I mean, it's not how I sort of look at boxing. It's a white collar thing. What I look at, these guys decide they want to fight each other. Good luck to them. People want to buy it and watch it. That's their money. They can do what they like. But fighting a boxer, albeit he's only had 5 fights in Tommy, I would say, if you want that Tommy, I'm not going to stand your way. There's a lot. Be a big money fight. Be a lot of interest in it. Go for it. So, as I said at the thing, it's not a question of pushing an open door. I mean, I'll carry him out and deliver him. We'll make that in a heartbeat. You've got 2 middleweights on the card, Nathan Heaney and Keeman Ajako.
Yeah. Nathan Heaney, he said he's done 600 tickets out of the 1,000. He's got a great fan base and a solid performance last time out.
It was, and he has, and it's just a shame that we're only limited to 1,000. But at least we've got some crowd in there to give us some atmosphere, and they certainly will. It will be atmospheric with them. There's no doubt about it.
He's looking for a big fight at the Stoke City ground at some point.
Do you know what? I'd like to give him in a position where at least gets a shot. Who knows, wins a world title fight at Stoke City. That's what we're working towards, keep building him, getting that opportunity.
Have you been impressed with Keeman?
Yeah, I think he. Do you know what? I think he turned out to be become a much better fighter over the last few fights. I mean, he's really got a bit between his teeth, and I think he's looking exceptional.
Frank, just wanted to touch on. I don't want to go too much on old ground, but I haven't spoken to you since the whole arbitration case and what's followed. You said, on occasions that this was a factor in the fight, that there is an ongoing arbitration case, but it seemed like the public, the media, felt like this fight was happening. Why do you think that was the case?
Because they were being told on a regular basis it was about to be signed. So that's what, not from me they weren't, but that's what they were being told, and I kept saying there is an arbitration here. And I don't know whether that affected the arbitrator or the judge's view that he kept, this is happening. Well, hang on a minute, I'm determining what's going on here. Maybe it's a factor in his decision. The lawyers over in the States, top-ranked lawyers who handled it, their opinion was that that there wasn't a case to answer, but that's not how it turned out. And the arbitrator decided, gave his decision. I thought the worst case was that maybe that he would give Wilder some financial compensation and allow the unification to take place. But that wasn't what he did, and so we are. But it's all become quite tedious. It's quite boring. All you can do is deal with the reality of it all. I mean, we never knew, for example, that there was potential ongoing or there was potential litigation to stop the fight between Tyson and AJ from Usyk's people. We were unaware of those letters that were sent by his lawyers.
I know John Fury's in there. He's had some comments about the situation. Have you had a chance to speak to him at all?
No, I'm seeing him afterwards. But, look, he can't vacate the WBC title. If he vacates it, he'll still have to fight. Tyson will still have to fight Wilder. If he doesn't fight Wilder, then Wilder will sue him. Unless he retires, Wilder will sue him for many, many millions of dollars. And any promoter who even attempted to promote Tyson whilst that arbitrator's decisions hasn't been adhered to, they will be sued as well, and probably be called before the court for tortious interference of his decision. So it is what it is.
Are we expecting any sort of official announcement on where this fight's going to be?
I think it's going to happen in the next few days.
Okay, yeah. Brilliant. And just finally, have you discussed at all about the possibilities of what happens next? I mean, we've spoken about it for months about Joshua Fury, or is that not even a conversation?
I would get this out of the way because you never know. Until it's done, and it's a fight nobody wants. And Tyson's, you know, he's the one who's got it all to lose. Wilder hasn't. He's going there with nothing to lose. No one expects him to beat Tyson. He does. Who knows? But Tyson's the one who's got it all on the line.
Frank, really appreciate your time. Looking forward to Saturday night.
Be good.
Appreciate it.